So guys, I think it's time for us to do another session. And this particular session is guided towards healing the inner child trauma. When we're talking about healing the inner child trauma, we are talking about like burdens and secrets and how can I put it? Things that have caused you to react in your older life in a way of that is not pleasant, or it is not recommended, or you can even become reprimanded living in a particular lifestyle that permeates the, how can I put it, ostracization of not capable of tapping into your emotions due to certain traumas that you may have went through when you was a child. What I'm getting at is a lot of us have went through some type of sexual abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse when we were children, and all of that secrets, all of that pain, all of that bag lady, you gon' miss your bus, carrying all them bags like that. I guess no one ever told you how you must hold on to. It's you, it's you. Oh, yes, it's true. Ooh, one day he gon' say you crowded my place. I said one day he's gonna say you crowded my place. So pack my, alright? So with that particular song, you know, we all have our journeys and lessons and trials and tribulations we have went through in life. And a lot of us have been traumatized to our parents, friends, co-workers, lovers, to a point to where we have never took time out to question the mind inside and be like, yo, am I okay? Have I re-inventoried myself? Am I okay? A lot of us swallow our pride, swallow our ego, be like, okay, this has happened, and walk away from it, but we're really not okay, right? When something traumatic, and the reason why we suppress, those feelings, prior. So with us suppressing our feelings, and that also is attached with those traumas as children, we tend to turn our emotions off, right? We tend to become cold-hearted. We tend to make certain life decisions that is not plausible to be more cohesive, to be more diplomatic, to be more sensual in life, right? We desensitize ourselves, if that make any sense, right? We use our pain as a crutch to pacify or to make a mask of a hardened exterior to protect ourselves from individuals who have either caused that trauma and to stop individuals from even trying to begin a cycle of any type of abusive relationship. Sometimes at the end of the day, how can I put it? As individuals, we put up our borders and we don't let people in because of the things that has happened to us in the past, right? And we have to realize that if we keep on letting that person or that thing control how we maneuver in life, how we see other people in life, how we heal ourselves, it's all about, when you have went through what you went through, how are you feeling, right? Before we even get into this conversation, if you are in trauma now, if you have been through a situation, how are you feeling right now? Do you want to speak about it? Do you want to scream, yell? Is it something that needs to be disclosed? You know what it is. I feel like it is. And we have to realize that it's not your fault. It's not my fault why things have happened. And that's what I want you to know before we even get into this conversation. Right? And with that being said and done, I just want you to take inventory, and just look at your emotions and check yourself, right? You know, why am I doing this particular action? You know, because I'm going to tell you some of the actions. So a traumatized person that hasn't healed and they get inside of another relationship or another, how can I put it, a karmic or a toxic cycle. When a healed person hasn't healed, I call this the nappy headed hoe type shit, right? So you may think that you're healed and that you okay and like, oh yeah, I'm the motherfucking HNIC in charge. I don't need no man to take care of me. I got these bills. Yeah, I'm in that Trina energy. Ain't that nigga? Yeah, right? So you got some females be in that energy, and they feel like they can use their body to get what they want. And that's because they have went through some sexual abuse, and they haven't learned the dignity of the uptake of how a woman's supposed to treat herself or how she should carry herself, because the trauma that she went through as a child, the parents wasn't there to check on their child, because of course they probably did know, they didn't know, it depends. So a lot of parents do know that their children are being sexually abused, but they sweep it under the rug. Then you have the people who have been abused, you know, sexually wise, with them being abused sexually wise, they take all those emotions, you know, and they bury them in the inside, and no telling how long the abuse has happened, but they put up with the abuse for so long. So the only thing that they can relate to is their body is only used as a weapon, or their body is only used as for what it's good for, which is to make money or to please men, to get some type of resolve. Some women sleep with a lot of men because they want to be loved. Some women sleep with a lot of men because they want to make a profit or drugs or money, right? So it's going to be different for each and one of you guys. But the thing is, some people may sleep with a lot of men because they're homeless. I don't know. It's a different story for different folks. But the thing is, we have to address the root why women or men have turned off the inventory about themselves to the point to where they let their trauma direct them in life, and trauma cannot direct us in life. We have to ask ourselves, are we okay? Can we handle this? Do I need help? Who I need to talk to? Instead of bottling up those emotions and causing self-sacrificial incidents to ourselves, we must, most definitely, it's important that we let our children know to be open and receptive if anybody has been touching them. Now, it may be too late for you old coons, and it's never too late. But these messages are basically for the kids out here, because I don't want them to go through what you went through or what I went through. So I'm making a dialogue video, you know, and trying to be as coherent and clear as possible, that if anybody touching you, you tell your mother. If anybody is harassing you, you tell your mother, or father, whoever. If anybody is doing anything that is inhumane, you tell your mother, your father, right? And the same thing goes to that, you grown people. If you feel like that you have a trauma, you have an inner child that's traumatized, then you need to open up to your mate about that. And you need to tell your mate what happened to you when you was a child. Because 99.9% of you guys have went into relationships being traumatized and wondering why y'all arguing, why y'all fighting, why y'all can't handle this, why y'all can't handle that, because there's some motherfucking generational curses that haven't been broke. And the only way that y'all gonna come together and break those generational curses, unless y'all is when the fact that you look at the man in the mirror and be like, damn, this shit need to be fixed. I gotta fix this shit. And you gotta be a big man, a big woman to take accountability and to realize and to take action and to formulate a plan to become a better person. But you take the power out of your fear. You take the power out of your trauma and you do something new. You brand something new. It's never too late, but the thing is to teach these children that if they got an issue going on at the crib, don't sweep that shit under the rug. Speak it. I don't care if a motherfucker has threatened you. I don't care if a person has gave you money. I don't care what they say they're going to do to your family. You report that mother, because what it's going to do is going to silence that child. It's going to silence you, my teenager. It's going to take you to a place of darkness, right? It's going to cut you off. It's going to make you feel desolate and feel stuck and not know which way to go or not how to seek for help. You're not going to be able to trust anybody because this secret that you've been holding on, or this trauma that you have experienced, this abuse that you have experienced. You may feel embarrassed, but don't feel embarrassed, baby. It's okay. Because you ain't the only one that goes through it. Hell, 99.9% of the families is incest. A lot of people are getting raped by their own family members. Yeah, it's a real fact. So speak your truth. If anybody has touched you, it is your duty, as you being a human being, human rights, to tell your parents, to tell the sheriff, to tell some type of authority figure, so you don't have to suffer with the darkness of being resentful, or being traumatized, or being hurt, or being silenced to where you can't speak your truth. You cry your hurt. You speak your hurt, and you let that hurt come out. They hurt you, so you tell it who hurt you, right? I came up with, see guys, I was one of those females. I might just break it down to you. I was one of those females, and I had a lot of partners, right? I had a lot of sexual partners, and I was in my masculine energy. I was like, man, F a dude. I'ma treat these dudes like they treat me. I keep them by the fucking dozen. I don't give a fuck. You know, I was always protective now, don't get me wrong, but I was like, shit, I was got them going through these niggas like niggas go through females. I'm gonna be all the way real with you. And I did love the ones I did love. It was 4 out of goddamn, I ain't gonna tell y'all my numbers because I was a goddamn a fool out here. You know, I'm gonna just keep it all the way real out here, y'all. I was a female motherfucking goddamn madam pimp energy. Like, you know, I did my shit, I did my share, and that's why I'm here to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, motherfucker. I had fun, shit. Goddamn, I turned up every motherfucking night and goddamn did what the fuck I wanted to do. But that was not the life that was meant for me to live. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't take nothing back. I had motherfucking fun like a motherfucker. Yeah, I did. but that's not the point. The point is, that's not the way a mother or a woman should be carrying herself. A morale woman, a woman of justice, a woman of peace, an empress is someone who can nurture a community, heal a community, bring sisters together, bring brothers together, bring children together, tell, story tell. Not, oh, I'm going to see how many niggas I can bag, right? I'm going to just use me for an example, right? Who the fuck does that? But that's only because what happened when I was a child. I got molested 3 times when I was a child, right? So when me going through what I went through some shit, drug abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, you know what I'm saying, inhumane acts and everything. And that's why I'm here to tell you this story, because I know what I went through, and I just want to, not save, but just drop a dime for a dot, a dime for a thought. And I just don't want to see you guys take the same road I did. Now, I came out good, thank God, because I'm supposed to have been dead several times. Thank God, thank God got me here for that energy. But it brings me to these acronyms here. I got the name the initials CDLJ. The initial CDLJ is, I'm going to name this particular session Healing from Relational Traumas. This is going to be the CDLJ healing session. And I picked these names, these abbreviations And I labeled them after the men that meant the most to me in my life, right? And I felt like one way how I heal is by confronting my past and presenting it and, letting the wonders of the world do the manifestation and healing my heart. So I said, well, I want to talk about Carlos, Doobie, Lamont, Jermaine. So I'm making a program after them because they played a very influential part in my life. And I'm going to call it the CDLJ Foundation for Trauma-Related Relational Issues Therapy, right? So we're going to start a foundation for us because I feel like mental health, mental wellness, healing sexual traumas, deviant, inhumane behavior needs to be addressed. Being in a narcissistic relationships needs to be addressed. And this is what CDLJ stands for. Restoring, recorrecting, addressing, and finally healing from the trauma that individuals have bestowed upon us. We're going to take a negative and bring it into a positive. And I want to say this, Carlos, I love you, Carlos. Carlos represents calmness and restores the spirit. He represents faith and unconditional love. Carlos was the reason why I put Carlos first is because Carlos showed me without a doubt the woman that I could be, but I couldn't see it, right? He showed me what love really felt like, but I couldn't receive it because I was stuck, right? So God's seeing people in your life, but I ain't gonna go into all that. Carlos to me, and may God rest his soul, and I know he's here with me now, because we be in a dream state for real, for real. That's my boy. He be goddamn letting me know, right? I love you, Carlos Wallace. But Carlos, out of all the men that I've been with, he's the one that's seen the hope in me. He's seen the seed in me, and he wanted to grow it. So I'm going to call, this is C for the seed, right? Carlos represents the seed of restoration. All right? He gives, C represents giving restoration. C represents giving us faith. C represents giving out unconditional love. And this is what we're going to do here at Heroes Glyph Learning Center. The next initial is D, representing for Mr. Doobie. He taught me how to speak up against inhumane acts. He taught me how to not be quiet, use my mouth. If something isn't pleasant for me to do, if I am not into certain situations like polygamous relationships, doing sexual behaviors that is uncomfortable. See, I would do anything for this man. He taught me how to have limitations. There we go. Thank you, Doobie. Thank you. Thank you. He taught me how to have limitations and don't never sell your soul to a person. Not even selling your soul, but don't do anything that's going to make you feel guilty, dirty, uncleansed. He taught me how to speak up against inhumane situations. He taught me. Yeah, he taught me. Yeah, that's Doobie. Let's move on. The next one is Mr. Lamont. Yeah. He taught me how to fight back. He taught me to not be an option, He taught me to be resilient. He taught me to be free. He taught me to speak my mind. He taught me to release my passion. He taught me to hate. Yeah. But the hate actually reverted into resilience. So I had to go through a death and rebirth with Lamont. He hurted me the most out of all. But at the end of the day, the cold heart that I had, I had to realize that I had to go through this stage for a reason. So I don't be a pushover. So I don't be the ass end of the joke anymore. So he taught me to never be a fool for nobody. Never be an ass end of a joke. Be strong and be conviction and stand your ground and don't let nobody push you over. Thank you, Lamont. I appreciate you. Last but not least, Mr. Jermaine Johnson. I was really in love with this motherfucker. Let me tell you. Whew. That was my first love right there, but I was so in love with that motherfucking D. Child, Lord have mercy, Jermaine. Lord, I was goddamn fascinated, boy. I'm trying to tell you, I used to run from motherfucking Glenwood all the way up to the motherfucking Bahamas apartments like motherfucker. I remember at one time I ain't even want to be with the motherfucker. I'm like, this an ugly motherfucker right here. But he grew on me. And I'm like, man, this motherfucker got the best motherfucker. I ain't gonna even lie. Let me stop. I'm silly as hell. But overall, Jermaine taught me don't trust the sheeple. People may seem to be one way, but they're not. People wear masks. People have hidden intentions, hidden motives, right? So he taught me how to discern characters. He taught me how to read a motherfucker. He taught me how to read the energy, how to listen for the undertone. He taught me how to be open and be how can I put it? Not vengeful, but be a vigilante on making sure that no one is emotionally manipulating me. So all of these initials, these names, these men, I really was in love with these men. Even though it didn't work with me and them, but they taught me some major life lessons. I wouldn't be the empress that I am today if I didn't go through these lessons from my past, from other men, and from these four here. So I want to thank all of the men who I was involved with and women. Thank you. Okay? I appreciate you guys because without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. And no, I am not motherfucking bisexual. I am heterosexual. I had my nappy hole headed shit I went through. Okay? So let's get it twisted. But I have no shame. I have no shame about my past. And that's why I can speak about it so clearly, because clearly I want to see you guys change and heal just like I do. And I know I'm not the only one out here. But guys, that's it. So welcome to the CDLJ Commission Foundation. We're about to get this trauma healing underway. And if any children or any you that want to be free and when you want to tell your story, everything is confidential over here. Come holler at your girl. I'm your life coach. Peace.